Alright guys, today we're going to be test firing the IMA 1771 Brown Bess Kit that I have assembled. It took me about, I would say 80 plus hours, I'm not even 100% sure, over the span of about 8 months, just because I could only work on it here and there. And if all goes well, after I test fire it, we'll be shooting at some AR-500 steel, a silhouette target. I don't know if you can see it back there. I gotta say, this kit has been really high quality. I'm really pleased with it. In the process of building it, I did read some concerns, and some people expressed some concerns on the stock. It is not English walnut, as you can see, or maybe you can't, because even though it's not English walnut, it actually turned out pretty good. If you work at it, you can disguise it and make it look pretty darn close. It wasn't terrible wood to work with. It was really fun actually, and it looks pretty dang close. As you guys can see, this thing turned out beautifully. IMA's kit is extremely high quality. They had good customer service. I would definitely recommend, if you're interested in getting an authentic piece and not a reproduction, that this is something that you might consider. Like I said, the customer service was great. I personally use IMA to buy all kinds of antiques, and even more, I buy parts from IMA. They have a really good selection of antique parts in case something were to ever go wrong. Now, before we get started shooting this, a word of caution. This is a 200-plus-year-old gun. It was in storage for well over 100 years. Restoring it to the point where it will actually fire, where the lock will spark, where it looks in this condition is one thing. It is really a rewarding process, and it's beautiful, it's authentic, but that's one thing. Actually loading a full powder charge, or full military charge, and a round ball into this barrel and shooting it is completely different. I would say if you're going to elect to do that, you need to first have a competent and very well specialized gunsmith who specializes in antiques take a look at it and make sure that it's good to go. I am very experienced in this kind of thing. I fire off a lot of antiques, and even I am a little nervous. You got to remember, there's going to be a substantial explosion happening in this pipe, and it's going to propel a over 1 ounce round ball 1,000 feet per second. So please bear all that in mind before you shoot it. But with all that being said, let's take a shot. Alright guys, I gotta say, this thing turned out beautiful. Let's rock and roll. Paper cartridge, 75 caliber round ball, full military charge. As you can see here, I've removed all slop from the hammer or the cock. Let's do it. Dead center hit. Alright guys, as you can see by those first 2 rounds out of the gun, we got a pretty good group going down there. That's indicative of, that means I got a good crown and I got good barrel to stock fit. So let's go ahead and take another shot, and then we'll fix an original untouched bayonet to it, and we'll see how that goes. So far, ignition has been perfect. It's been fast. There's been no delay, no flashes in the pan, and no failures of the battery to open. So far so good. Take another shot. Beautiful. Alright, let's do that again with an original untouched second model Longland bayonet. Perfect fit. Alright guys, this IMA Brown Bess has exceeded all expectations. We haven't had a single misfire with it out here. It's been accurate. The original bayonet mounted perfectly to it. So, which I don't know why it wouldn't. It has a Nepalese made barrel, but it's to British spec. And I actually, I wasn't sure if that Nepalese barrel would be as accurate as the Tower made barrels, but surprisingly, it's done very well. Like I said, this kit has just turned out beautifully and definitely surpassed all my expectations when I first took it out of the box. I would highly recommend it. Beautiful. Alright guys, we're going to give you a close-up on the target. Hopefully you'll be able to catch that musket ball as it flies through the air. I'm hoping the smoke won't get in the way. Headshot. Alright guys, so far this musket has been excellent in every regard. It's been accurate, it's been reliable. Let's stretch its legs a little bit to 80 yards and see what it can do back here. And we'll further debunk the idea that these things are inaccurate beyond 30 yards. And yes, I am not loading this the proper way. I'm not casting it about. I'm not priming from the cartridge, but that's okay. Dead center hit. Let's zoom in down there so you guys can see it a little better. Alright guys, after a full day of shooting, testing, and fun, I'm happy to report that before we go home I can say that this thing surpassed all expectations. It functioned and fired flawlessly. It was superbly accurate. It was just a joy to build, and it's going to make a great heirloom for somebody. The East India Company lock with the 1776 date. It's just a really unique gun, and it's really awesome that IMA and Atlantic Cutlery were able to go over to that cache in Nepal and pull these guns that have been in storage for almost 150 years, maybe even a little more, and pull them out of storage and now sell them to us where we can bring them back to life. Like I said, it was really a lot of fun for me to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed doing it.